Good afternoon, Vandal. Today we will discuss about the methodology of econometrics. That is the traditional methodology of econometrics. So, in order to understand how we can apply our econometrics tools to the various economic theories, so we need to understand basically the traditional methodology of econometrics. What type of methodology we have in our econometrics? So, I think last day we have discussed a little bit about the traditional methodology of econometrics. What are the components or what are the subtopics are there? So here, is it visible for you?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. See here, the methodology of econometrics. The first one, the first main topic, main subheading is the statement of theory or statement of hypothesis. Statement of hypothesis. So, what is mean by statement of theory or hypothesis? Statement of theory, nothing but what the theory can states or what the theory can tell us. So, here, see, for example, if you take into account the Keynesian, the psychological theory of consumption function in macroeconomics, see, the Keynes stated that the consumption increases as income increases. As consumption increases, consumption increases as income increases. For example, if our income increases, the consumption level also increases. What the Keynesian stated like that, but not as much as increase in income. Simple here. When our income increases from 1,000 to 2,000, our consumption may be increases from 500 to some 800 or 900. But when you take into account the Keynesian theory, the proportionate change in income is not same as proportionate change in consumption. Here, the proportionate change in income is higher than proportionate change in consumption. Or the simple in our simple language, increase in income is higher than the increase in consumption. That is Keynesian stated that. So that's why the MPC may not more than one. The MPC marginal purpose to consume value is more than not more than 1. It lies between 0 to 1. 0 to 1. So it means that the marginal purpose to consumption per unit change in income is greater than 0, but less than unit. It means that the MPC values lies between 0 to 1, but MPC value cannot be greater than 1 as per Keynesian psychological of consumption function. So, for example, if I am giving this example, if you want to show, I will show you that another example. Just a minute. See, for example, here, if you take the income and consumption. For example, if your income is 1,000 rupees, you maybe your expenditure is 650. For example, I'm saying, if your income increases from 1,000 to 1,200, your consumption maybe goes to 750. If your income increases from 1,200 to 1,500, your consumption may go to the 900 or 9,900 plus. For example, here, see, increase in income is higher than the increase in consumption. For example, how much income increases here? 200. Here, consumption is increased only 100. See, that is a case. The increase in income is higher than the increase in consumption level. So that is why the MPC value is lies between 0 to 1. For example, how we can calculate the MPC? So MPC is equal to that is the delta C by change in consumption by change in income. For example, how much change in consumption here? For example, how much consumption change in 100 rupees? 100 divided by income. How much change? 200. how much you will get?
0.5.
0.5. It means that the MPC value is 0.5, which is greater than 0 and less than 1. Greater than 0 and less than 1. So this is a statement of theory of psychological law of consumption function. So why it is important in our econometrics? See, so the statement of theory, what the theory state given the statement that the consumption increases as income increases, but not as much as income increases in income. That is a theory stated. But when you are going to collect some information from your respondent or your sample areas, for example, if you want to know that in order to verify our psychological law of consumption theory, you will collect some information. You will collect some information from the sample households. For example, if you take, for example, I am taking here income and consumption. Okay. For example, here, can you say what is your monthly income? For example, anything you can say, for example. For example, if you want to know that with regard to the agriculture bill, which is passed in that in the parliament, see, for example, farmers' income and farmers' consumption or expenditure on particular crops, for example. Okay. Okay. So, for example, the farmer income is 20,000. Okay. His expenditure may be 19,000. Another farmer income is 25,000 and his expenditure is more than their income. For example, I am taking data. So if I want to collect information from the farmers, for example, one farmer told that their income is 20 and their consumption is 19,000. And second farmer, he told that 25,000 is income per acre and his expenditure is 26,000. And if I collect information from the third household, his income is 30,000. His expenditure is 32,000, for example. So like that, if I collect some information up to the n number of observation. Okay. For example, here, see, this is a serial number, for example. Okay. So when we are collecting some information like this, income and consumption, then we need to verify whether the theory is applicable in the present scenario or whether the theory is existing in the farmers community or in the farming society. So in order to verify the theory in our econometrics, we need to give a statement that is called a statement of theory. Is it clear? Or hypothesis? Then I will go to the hypothesis. Is it clear statement of theory? Hello?
Sir,
See, for example, when we are going to use some econometrics models, okay, first we need to understand the theoretical background of the study. What theory states and how we need to follow. For example, so consumption theory, that is a psychological law of consumption function, which was given by the Keynes. Okay. What the Keynes stated in the theory, the consumption increases as income increases. Generally, ఏం చెప్తారంటే ఆదాయం పెరుగుతూ ఉంటే మన యొక్క వ్యయం ఇట్లా పెరుగుతుందని చెప్తుంటారు. సో కిన్స్ ఏం చెప్పినంటే ఒక వ్యక్తి యొక్క ఆదాయం పెరుగుతున్నప్పుడు అతని యొక్క ఖర్చు ఇట్లా పెరుగుతుంటాయి, వ్యయాలు ఇట్లా పెరుగుతుంటాయని చెప్పింది. బట్ ఆదాయం పెరిగినంత రేటులో అతని యొక్క ఖర్చులు అనేవి పెరగవు. Okay. Generally, you can take example. For example, sometimes it may be applicable. ఒకవేళ ఇక్కడ థియరీలో మనకి ఏంటంటే కొన్ని ఎగ్జెప్షన్స్ ఇస్తారు, అజంప్షన్స్ లాగా ఎక్సెప్షన్ ఇట్లా ఇస్తుంటారు. ఇన్ పర్టికులర్ టైం పీరియడ్ ఓన్లీ ద ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ ఇస్ మోర్ దెన్ ఇన్కమ్. Certain things such as a death or birth or some functions or some festivals. In that case, particularly, for example, Dasara is going to come. So the per month income is a particular household 10,000, but he may do some expenditure is more than 10,000. In that case, in the festival seasons, in the particular circumstances, the consumption is higher than their incomes. But in other remaining times, their consumption increases as income increases, but not as much as increases in income. Okay. So that is
Okay,
the
sir.
statement of theory. Okay.
Okay.
So a theory, whether the now present the theory is existing in the present scenario or not, we need to verify. That is why we can use econometrics. In the first class, I have told that in order to verify the economic theories, we can use mathematical models and statistical techniques to draw some empirical results. So in order to verify economic theory is nothing but the Keynesian theory. We need to verify whether the theory is existing in the farming community or not. For example, I am saying. Okay. So here, after giving the statement, so we need to verify. For example, you may give the statement, their consumption is higher than their income. The consumption higher than their income. Or so simple, you may give the statement also there that I am agree with that Keynesian statement. So some may not agree. For example, you may agree, I am not agree. In that case, I will give the statement that I am not agree. Nothing but our study will not agree with the Keynesian statement, or there is a, we can write a statement or hypothesis. When you are done hypothesis in the second semester, we have discussed about this hypothesis. Hypothesis is nothing but a statement. So we will give the statement that nothing but how we can make a statement. The agriculture farmers' consumption is higher than their incomes. That is the one type of statement. Or the agriculture farmers, their income is higher than their consumptions. Okay, like that you may give. Or else you may give opposite also. That their consumption is less than their income. Or the consumption higher than their income. Okay, that is the one kind of statement. You may give the another way. For example, you may give the consumption, the income is not affecting on consumptions. For example, if you take into account some of the rich people, their consumption, their income may not affect on their consumption. For example, if you take into account, recently we have listened about that Ambani, who is getting 90 crores per 1 hour. For example, when their income increases, their consumption may not increase. It means that we can give a statement like that. So the consumption is not affecting on income of the particular household or particular community. Is it clear, the statement?
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, like that we can give the statement. So after giving the statements, what we have to do? So next we need to specify the mathematical models. Which model is suitable for that our theory, or which model which will suitable to the our problem or our theory, our statement. Okay. For example, generally when we have studied about the regression, so here the mathematical model y is equal to beta 1 plus beta 2 x. Here y I have taken only x and y variable. So y is a dependent variable, x is a independent variable. So b1 is nothing but intercept. Okay. So b2 is nothing but slope, or b1 is called also constant value. Okay, it is also called parameter or coefficient value. Here condition we have written, see here condition, that is a 0 is less than beta 2 less than 1. It means that whenever we are getting beta 2 value, that coefficient value which should be lies between 0 to 1, that is MPC. The MPC value should be lies 0 to 1. That is a condition. That is, we can say hypothesis also we can write like this in our econometrics analysis. It is a condition that the coefficient value should become 0 or less than 1. Nothing but it lies between 0 to 1. So here y is nothing but a dependent variable, that is the consumption or expenditure, and x is called income. Here b1, b2 are parameters. b1 is the intercept, b2 is the slope coefficient. Okay, this is a specification of the mathematical model of the theory. So why we have taken only one dependent variable? So as per theory only we have taken only one independent variable. Okay. So sometimes the consumption may depend on another variables. For example, if you take the consumption effect on other festival, number of festivals. For example, religions. For example, if you take some of the religion people, they will not spend more amount per year. For example, basically, if you take it upon Hindus, so Hindus they have generally they have the festivals every month, so they may spend a lot of amount on their festivals. But other people, if you take into account, if you take best example Christians, so the Christian people may not spend more amount on their festivals. Only they will spend a lot of amount on the festival of what is called 25th December 25th
Christmas.
Christmas. So that is a the religion may also affect on consumption expenditure. Is it clear now?
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. So then after methodology, after specification of the model, so next the third one, specification of the statistical or econometric model. Specification of the statistical or econometric model. So simple you can write specification of the econometric model. So what is the difference between econometrics model and statistical model or a mathematical model? Have you observed is there any difference between the mathematical model and econometrics models here? Can anybody? Have you observed here? Manoj,
Sir.
Maheshwari, and Monica. Have you observed what is the difference between a mathematical model and econometrics models? Already I have told you in the second semester also. See, what is a mathematical model? Y is equal to beta 1 plus beta 2 x. See, here in the econometrics model, y is equal to beta 1 plus beta 2 x plus u, that is error term. So when you are adding error term to the mathematical model, then it will convert into the econometrics model. Econometric model. So why we are including this error term? Then we will discuss briefly in the next class. So majorly, I will say only one thing about why we are including error term in that model. So mathematical models are exact determination, exact relationship. We can say that mathematical models have exact relationship. But whereas econometrics models, there is a inexact relationship between the variables. It is inexact. So here see, in a mathematical model, consumption is depends on only income. But when it comes to the econometrics model, the consumption is depends on income as well as other variables which are not included in the model. So that is the difference between econometrics models and mathematical model. Simple, you can remember mathematical model doesn't has error term. Econometrics model has error term. Is it clear? Simple here,
Okay,
y
sir.
is called consumption, beta 1, beta 2 are coefficients, or beta 1 is the intercept, beta 2 is the slope, x is the independent variable, u is the error term. So u is here called error term. Okay, random term, stochastic term. So it may be called different name. It has a different names. Okay, random error. The next one, fourth one. See, after giving a statement, we have that mathematical model and econometrics model. Then what we have to do in order to verify the our theory, we need to collect the information. We need to collect the data. That is called obtaining the data. Obtaining the data. Whether it's the primary data or second data, it depends on the researcher interest or researcher's statement. Okay. So obtain data, how we can take the data? So it may be primary data or second data. For example, if you want to collect information from the primary data, you may take like this: income and consumption from the different households. Serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, up to n number of observations. So you will collect their income and their consumption. Okay. So here generally Y is nothing but personal consumption expenditure. X is called gross domestic product in billion dollars. For example, this example. So you may collect information from consumption as well as income. How we can collect information? See, so this is related to secondary data. So during the 1980, the X variable and Y. X is nothing but here income and Y is nothing but consumption. So, particular, for example, if you want to know about whether the theory is existing in your life, you may take year wise also. What is your monthly or in the 1980, how much your consumption, how much your income, sorry, how much your consumption, how much your income. Okay, so you may collect like this. So this is the second data on X variable. If you put X is nothing but independent variable, the income you may like this. You may put like this. And if Y is considered as a dependent variable, so you may put data like this. Okay, this is called obtaining data. Nothing but so to gather the information. To gather the information. And the fifth one, that is the estimation of econometrics models. After collecting the some information, what we have to do, we need to estimate the econometrics models. So here, whatever we have the model, this econometrics model, we need to estimate what is the beta 1 value, beta 2 value. We need to estimate. That is called estimation of the parameters or estimating the econometric model. So when we are estimating the values of particular equation, we need to put y cap. Y cap is nothing but estimated. So here minus 231 is called, that is the intercept value, 0.7194. X is called slope of the value. So this is called estimation of model. For example, I think when we are done some practice in second semester, that is see like this when we have the data. So I think I have given the data also in the second semester like this, and we have to estimate nothing but we need to estimate that beta 1 value, beta 2 value, beta 1 value and beta 2. So your values are we need to estimate b1, beta 2. So that is called estimating the econometrics models. So for example here, see, after estimate the values, we need to write equation like this. Y cap is equal to minus 231.8 plus 0.7194 x. Okay. So this is 1.3 is nothing but is the equation number. No need to follow like that. So here, what it means, for example, when you are getting beta 1 value, that is the coefficient of beta 2 value. What it means, that is MPC was about 0.72, nothing but 0.719 is considered as a 0.72. What it means, then your meaning in it means that sample period when real income increases $1 led and average real consumption increases about 72%. It means that, for example, simple, I am going to give if one rupee increases in your income, you may spend or if 1% increases in your income, it leads to increase in consumption by 0.7192 paisa or 70 paisa. Okay. Simple, I am going to repeat again. Say, if you got beta 2 value 0.719, what it means? It means that if your income increases by 1 rupee, it leads to increase 72 paisa in consumption. సింపుల్ చెప్పాలంటే మన ఆదాయం అనేది ₹1 పెరుగుతూ ఉంటే ఆ ఆదాయం పెరిగిన ఆదాయంలో 72 పైసలు అనేది ఖర్చు పెడుతూ ఉంటాము. దట్ ఈస్ ద కోఎఫిషియంట్ వాల్యూ. That is the meaning of coefficient value. Simple, it means that the sample period when real income increases $1 dollar. It is a dollar in the form of dollars. That's why I put it $1. Let an average real consumption expense increase of 70%. It's nothing but within one USD dollar. So the consumption may be increased by 72% of $1. $1లో 72% అనేది పెరిగే అవకాశం ఉందని మనం చెప్తున్నాం. దట్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ఎస్టిమేటింగ్ ఎకనామెట్రిక్ మోడల్. ఎస్టిమేటింగ్ ఎకనామెట్రిక్ model. Then after estimating the models, when we need to test it, our hypothesis, that is called testing of hypothesis or hypothesis testing. Testing of hypothesis or hypothesis testing. So are the estimates according to the expectation of the theory? So for example, what the theory states that the MPC lies between 0 to 1. Is it right? That is called the estimate according with the expectation of the theory. So we expected the theory that the coefficient value lies between 0 to 1 being tested. For example, is MPC is less than 1 statistically? Even if it is less than 1, it is statistically or not? If it is statistically, at what percent? If so, it may support Keynesian theory, confirmation or refutation. So here, after estimating the values of coefficient values, we need to test our hypothesis. So generally, we may think that, so if the value lies between 0 to 1, so the theory, our statement is accepted. If our results are not as per our expectations, it means that the MPC values not lies between 0 to 1, or the theory doesn't support the particular area of interest or particular community of the people or farming community, like that. After estimating that, for example, see here in the testing hypothesis, we have some other test, for example, t-test. So you may use a t-test for in order to verify the hypothesis. For example, last class I have given the example also, t-test. The t-test is nothing but formula, the coefficient of beta 2 by standard error of beta 2. For example, the coefficient value is as per 0.719, and the standard of beta 2 may be 0.3, for example. How much you will get? You may get say 0.719 by 0.3. You will get 2.39. So yeah, generally, as per our statistical rules and regulations, if t value is more than 2, it is statistically reject the hypothesis. That is basically H0, reject the hypothesis at 5% level of significance. Simple. Generally, if the t value is more than 2, generally it is a 2.39, which is higher than the 2 value. It is statistically significant. And reject H0 at 5% level of significance. Is it clear? So by using the statistical techniques, we have a lot of techniques, a lot of tests. So by using the statistical techniques, so we can reject and we can accept our statement or hypothesis. Then after testing our hypothesis, what we have to do? Forecasting a prediction. For example, whatever were the data or results, on the base of the results, on the base of empirical results, we will forecast or we will estimate the future things or prediction. So with the given future values of X, what is the future value of Y? For example, if our income increases by this much, how much our consumption may increase? For example, as per the theory, just for example, so beta 2 value అనేది ఇంత ఉంది అనుకోండి, for example. So beta 2 value, for example, 0.79. So we may expect that if our income increases by 1,000 rupees, leads to increase the consumption by how much? 719 rupees. Is it clear now? For example, when we gather some information or income and consumption, if we get it beta 2 value 0.719, it means that, so in the we can estimate, we can use the forecasting in the future also, that if our income increases by the 1,000 rupees, it leads to increase the consumption by 719 rupees. సో సింపుల్ ఏంటంటే ఇట్లా వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మన ఆదాయంలో 1,000 రూపాయలు పెరుగుతుంటే మన యొక్క ఖర్చులకు ఇట్లా 719 రూపాయలు పెరిగే అవకాశం ఉంది. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ forecasting or prediction the area. Then after the prediction or forecasting, that model can be used for control or policy purpose. So we will give the that model and the results to the government to use particular purpose or control or some policy purposes. For example, if you take into account, see recently what the government of India has done, they have increased a lot of amount for that 7th pay commission. So within the 7th pay commission, what they have done, they have increased their tax rates. Simple, how much they increases, how much their consumption, or nothing but their income level will be increased. So their income is nothing but their taxes, whatever we pay, and their income is our taxes, and their consumption is our salaries. So that is the kind of things that will use for the control purpose and policy purpose. So this is about that traditional methodology of econometrics in our econometrics. So this is the basic things which we need to understand. Okay, is it clear now? Do you have any doubt regarding to this? Hello.